first space, so thank you, Linda and Caroline, and everybody here for creating this space. Because I wasn't sure if it was going to work.
You wouldn't be famous without us.
I'm famous in my own head.
Well, that's true. That's true.
So,
I remember the first time you
and after that, I felt confident. I ended up reading at the San Francisco Lit Quake, and I kept reading excerpts from it. And then all through
You were
the
pretty
years,
shaky the first time.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I was really proud of you that you did it, and you did a good job.
Yeah, well, let's hope it happens again.
Tell us the name of your book.
Okay, so the name of the book is called Mostly White. It's coming out in October 2018, Torrey House Press. And it is a family saga about mixed race, African American, Native American, and Irish woman. It spans 4 generations. It's about intergenerational trauma, and also which weaves in Native American mysticism. So that's a mouthful. And here's
The book full.
yeah. So it's got a lot of themes running through it. Oh, I need my glasses. So this is Delia, and Delia, she is Emma's daughter. It's about early 1900s in Maine, and they've just left Aunt Julia, and Delia's father, who was Irish, died of cirrhosis of the liver, and he's married to Emma, who's black and Indian. So Delia is mixed. And here she is. They've come to, Emma has gotten remarried with Papa Charles. And Papa Charles is a medicine man. And this is in Maine, in Brunswick, Maine, early 1900s. Passamaquoddy Indian. I'm Passamaquoddy. And black and Irish. There you go. It's a mixed race thing, you might understand. Or you might not. So, this is called Bare Spirit. Delia is speaking. I called him Papa Charles. We had a small place, close to town. We lived near lots of other Indian families. People came to Papa Charles and asked him for help. They brought him food and other gifts, and Papa Charles would light sage and talk in the old language. It was mysterious. I never knew what they were saying, but I felt something deep. Mama grew potatoes and began making moonshine. I helped. Papa Charles hunted deer and fished. Still, at times, we went hungry. I liked going down to the bay where Papa Charles fished in his canoe. And sometimes he'd catch a seal or fish using nets. This microphone's driving me crazy. I'll just leave it like that. Every day the water called me and I'd say a prayer for my papa, and once a great blue heron swooped above me and I was sure it was Papa sending me a good luck message. Beatrice was born. I was a big girl, 8 years old. I was fascinated by her and cared for her even though Mama didn't ask me to, and I sang her to sleep like Papa did for me. My baby Bia, that's what I called her, baby Bia. As she started to walk, she'd follow me around as I pulled weeds, fetched water, and helped Mama with the still. Mama kept having babies, one after the other. By the time Bia was 8, there was Mary 7, Eleanor 6, and Samuel Joe 4. And Samuel Joe was Mama's favorite. She made sure I kept an eye on him. Mama beat all of us except him. Wouldn't lay a hand on him. Papa Charles never hit me or hit us, but Mama, when she was in one of her moods, we would clear out of her way. I'd walk with Mama to town and we'd sell moonshine to the speakeasies. I loved the music. I'd come home humming songs. I was excited to enter the world filled with music and pretty women. I wanted to be one of those women. I studied them and practiced their faces at home. Everything changed the day the agents came. Papa Charles had gone fishing. I was helping Mama peel potatoes to boil. They barged in without knocking, walking in like they owned the place, like they owned us. Samuel Joe hid in Mama's skirts. Bea, Mary, and Eleanor ran to me. The agent's black boots clicked on as he walked. We got a full house here. 4 children, school age. His partner made notes in a small book. The agent with the black boots pointed his stick at me. How old are you? Mama's face froze with rage. You can't come here! She charged after him, but he held her wrists effortlessly. Mama kicked him. Get out! Get out of here! Ma'am, if you continue like this, we will have to arrest you. This is a federal ordinance. All Indian children must be sent to residential school, which is a step up from this place. One by one, the children started crying, a chorus of sorrow. Mary, Eleanor, and Bea ran to me and clutched onto my legs, arms, and sides, bawling as they held on. My mama thrashed about wailing, trying to shake off the agent's grasp. The other agent grabbed the girls clinging to me, Mary and Eleanor, and picked them up as their limbs flailed in the air. The black boot agent threw Mama to the ground and grabbed Bea and held onto me so hard her nails ripped my sides as he pulled her off. He checked me over. You're too old to go to school. He carried Bea away, following his partner. I went after them, but it was too late. They put the children in a bus, just like the ones in town. I have a little bit more. I don't know how people are feeling.
I want to hear
Continue?
more. Yeah, you can hear a little bit more.
Okay. I ran back to help Mama. The black boot agent seized Samuel Joe and Mama shrieked. Black boots threw Mama back. She fell, got back up, and charged after him. He raised his stick and cracked it over her head, and she crumpled. The agent left with Samuel Joe in his arms. Damn Indians. Mama was unconscious, lying on the floor. I gave one last attempt to rescue Samuel Joe. His little arms reached for me as the other agent snatched him, forcing him onto the bus. The door shut. Black boots held me back. This is better for them. They're going to school. Black boots clasped his huge arms around me. Come on, you can show me a good time. His beard bristled against my face. His breath smelled nasty. I shoved his face away. He smacked me on the mouth and knocked me to the ground. Blood dribbled from the side of my lip. I don't have time for this, he grunted and stepped onto the bus. The blood tasted sharp in my mouth. The bus rolled down the dirt road, and the whimpers of the children faded. I don't remember what happened after that, how I got off the ground or where I found Mama in the house, but I couldn't forget Bea and the others. I couldn't forget the howling from the tin can bus. After that day, we lived in unbearable silence. Papa Charles came home to an empty nest. Moonshine helped. We made it. We sold it. We drank it. Papa Charles went fishing one day and he never came back. The silence got to him, the thick air of pain. Our neighbor said Papa Charles walked into the bay until the water covered his head and a wave crashed over him and out came a porpoise. He said Papa Charles used his medicine to turn into a porpoise and he was watching over us from the bay, that he would protect us from there. I walked to the bay one time, and a porpoise leaped out of the water. Maybe it was him. Maybe it was Papa Charles.
Yeah. Wow.